What is up everybody, it is me DevilNeverCry, and in this video I want to go over some recent Devil May Cry 5 news that might have flown under the radar. As always though, make sure you subscribe to stay up to date with anything and everything DMC. But getting back to the topic of today's video, Capcom have updated their Platinum titles list. This is a list essentially of games that have sold over 1 million units, and they essentially update it regularly and often so people know what their best-selling games are at the moment in terms of sales. Well, I am happy and pleased to say that Devil May Cry 5 has now sold 3.1 million units. To provide some context for that, that means Devil May Cry 5 is now the best-selling Devil May Cry game and the fastest-selling Devil May Cry game. The only other game who's sold close to Devil May Cry 5 is DMC4 with only 3 million units sold, and that is for a 12-year-old game. That's its entire lifetime sales. So of course Devil May Cry 5 is now sitting comfortably in the top seat. For those of you that don't know, Capcom like to put out financial reports or fiscal reports often, I believe every quarter, where they discuss franchises, what they're selling and their targets and such. And I think in one of the previous ones, I believe Capcom stated that their goal for Devil May Cry 5 was to have it sell 3 million units by the end of March 2020, which is essentially a year after its initial release. And of course, the game has now smashed through that target. It has exceeded expectations entirely, so that bodes well for the future of the franchise or the series. I do say that, but of course you have to remember that Devil May Cry 4 was once in a similar position where it was the best selling and the fastest selling, and Capcom still decided to reboot it for who knows what reason. I'd imagine they thought they could get more money. That didn't really turn out all too well, so now they're back doing what they know, no more outsourcing, and they decided to throw a budget at DMC5 for once, or for any Devil May Cry game, and it has took off amazingly. And the fans love it, the developers love it. Devil May Cry is back, of course. I don't know how many more times that can be said, but that is not all that we come to learn from this Platinum titles list. Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition was put onto this list, which means that it has sold more than 1 million units. I believe it is currently sitting at 1.4 million units sold, which for a remake of a 12-year-old game at this point is fantastic. I imagine the uptick in sales was due to DMC5. Plenty of newcomers who started the series with 5 likely decided to hop back and see what else the game has to offer. Maybe actually go through the series and the story and whatnot. So I'd imagine that's probably why that's had such a large uptick. But then that means if you add Devil May Cry 4 and Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition together, they comfortably sit at a 4.4 million total, which if you want to look at it that way, I guess Devil May Cry 4 is still on top. But if you're looking just at the base game, Devil May Cry 5 is still king. What exactly does this mean for the future of the series? I myself am not too certain. I'd imagine this news or these sales would solidify whatever they have in the making, whether it's a DMC5 Special Edition, which I know everybody wants, or Devil May Cry 6, or whatever else is in store. I'd imagine this has only bolstered their confidence in making a product that people actually want. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below about Devil May Cry 5 and what it sold. I know a substantial amount of people are still waiting for DMC5 Special Edition. Everybody and their mother wants Virgil. Where's Virgil? Where's Big Daddy Virgil? Why won't he tuck me in at night? Virgil this, Virgil that. What's your favorite color? Virgil. Oh, what color's the sky, Virgil? Oh, that's a nice top. Where'd you get it from, Virgil? That sounds like some mass hyperbole, but everywhere you go, there's Virgil. One other thing I do want to talk about before I round off the video is DMC3 and its co-op Bloody Palace feature on the Switch. That will be talked about in a separate video along with my experience at Capcom UK, which a lot of you have probably seen by now, which is where I got all those Virgil comments from. That's going to be in a separate video because it essentially warrants its own video. That's coming soon, don't worry. So with all that said and done, it has been me, DevilNeverCry. I would like to thank all of you for watching, and as always, I'll see you all next video.